Namaskaram. In Mahabharatam, we had just completed the Ghoshayatra Parvam, where the Kauravas wanted to show off to the Pandavas in their suffering, and ironically, they faced they faced an adverse condition. They were caught by the Gandharva Chitrasena, and Pandavas had to go and save them. So that Ghoshayatra Parvam, the chapter, is finished. There is a small chapter called Murga Swapnod Bhava Parvam. It's about Yudhishthira having a dream in which the wild animals in the forest where they were, they complained that their stock has been dwindling, requested Pandavas to move elsewhere. So Yudhishthira, acted on it. They moved away from the Kamika, and they went into the Kamika forest once again. They were in Dvaitavanam. From there they went to Kamika again. And that's a small chapter. The next chapter is Vrihi Draunika Parvam. It's about sage Durvasa, a Brahmin by name, what is his name? Forget. Mulgala, and how he had been a generous donor. We'll go into that story. What one earns by dana. Vedavyasa had paid a visit to the Pandavas in the Kamika forest, and Yudhishthira asked, what is the greatest act of charity one could perform? Then Vedavyasa said, no doubt it is dhanam. It's the most difficult. The true dhanam, giving a gift, which is the greatest, is very difficult. That is, you must sacrifice everything yourself and then give. And he gave the example of a Brahmin by name Mulgala. He used to make a living by Unchavarti. We have mentioned Unchavarti. Unchavarti is where you do least harm to nature, to other living beings and to nature. If you pluck fruits and vegetables, then you are denying that same food to birds and animals. Whereas Unchavarti is where you collect the leftover from the paddy fields after the harvest, from the marketplace where food grains are brought in and moved, transferred from one to another. So in that process, lots of grain is wasted on the floor. So you go and pick them. I have mentioned this, that I remembered in my childhood days, how my father used to mention about how noble an act this Unchavarti is, and he himself used to pick the grains from on the way, walking behind the bullock cart in which harvested paddy stock used to be brought. So I also used to help him and collect the grains. This was only it used to be only a gesture, because what all we could collect was only 2 armfuls. Anyway, uh, so this Mulgala used to live by Unchavarti. And by Unchavarti, on some days they would get enough for him, his wife and children to eat. Some days they go without because they may not get anything. And they happily lived with half stomach or just drinking water. And that time, if a guest came, they gladly gave their share to the guest, served him. And on days there was nothing left after serving him, the guest, they didn't mind. And to that Mulgala, sage Durvasa, the Durvasa of hot temper, he went one day during the meal time, and Mulgala gladly served Durvasa. He ate to his fill. Not only that, after his meal, he took all the remaining food and just applied on his body, just pasted on his body. Mulgala was watching. He and his family, they were all hungry. They just were waiting for Durvasa to leave so they could partake whatever left over. But there was not a grain left. But they didn't complain at all. Gladly they spent the day on water. Next day, same time Durvasa came again, and the same thing happened. Durvasa applied the leftover grain on his body. This happened on 6 consecutive days, and for all those 6 days, the entire family went hungry, not a grain of food to eat. And after the 6th day, Durvasa said, "Oh, you are the ultimate in your what is it called, willingness to serve others. I appreciate your what is it called, mental makeup. How you are willing to suffer to serve a guest." And he left. And it is said that immediately a messenger came from heaven, taking the whole family, offering the whole family a place in heaven because of their charitable deed. But Mulgala asked the messenger, "You are offering us a place in heaven. How is it there?" Then the messenger from heaven went into how it is very, very nice there. You have a good food to eat, enough to eat. You have plenty of sweet flowers and everything. And there are apsaras who sing and dance. Mulgala heard all that without saying anything. Then he asked, "How long will we stay in heaven?" "Oh, as long as your merit lasts." "And what happens afterwards?" "Afterwards you will come back to earth." Then Mulgala said, "Then, sir, please pardon me. I am not interested in that heaven. I'm just quite content where I am. If it is a temporary arrangement, then I will as well remain on earth. So please excuse me, excuse my family, please go back. We are not coming." And that was probably the only time when someone refused heaven. Anyway, that is the story Uh, there is a similar story will come in Bharata later on. It is the example Vedavyasa said how difficult dhanam, giving gift to somebody, gift in the sense serving someone else, how difficult it can be. And that's all of the chapter, this one single story. And Vedavyasa left. And next chapter, it is called Draupadi Harana Parvam. It is somewhat a long chapter, but in that the first story is again of Durvasa. I don't think we will have enough time for it. Anyway, let us start. Durvasa had 10,000 disciples, and he moved always with those 10,000. And one day he paid a visit to Duryodhana during lunchtime. And Duryodhana received Durvasa, and Durvasa said, "Oh, Duryodhana, I am hungry, and so are my followers. So please serve us food. Make it quick. We are hungry." Duryodhana said, "Oh, sage, please give us a couple of minutes. In no time we shall serve you." And of course, Duryodhana had a full kitchen at his disposal. So they quickly made food for all these 10,001 and invited Durvasa, please go have your snan, bath, and come back. So food will be served. And Durvasa came and he ate to his fill. And he said, here, he is very pleased. He was willing to give any gift, any boon Duryodhana wanted. Then Duryodhana thought for a while. He said, "Sir, I am very happy that I was able to serve you. That's all what we need. But please do also a favor to us. Please pay a visit to my cousins, the Pandavas. They are in the forest. Please go and make sure they have no problems. They are not facing any difficulties. Just make sure that they are happy there. If you don't mind, please go during lunchtime. Go when they have all eaten, even Draupadi, with your Divya Drishti, with your divine vision, you can know. That is the right time to visit." And Durvasa said, "Okay, no problem, I shall do that." You can imagine what evil thought Duryodhana had in mind. So let us stop here now and continue next day with the story. Namaskaram.